Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we haven't seen too much movement in the crypto market since yesterday. About 24 hours ago when I was recording yesterday's video, Bitcoin was still trading in and around $86,004. And now we're pretty much the same, $86,000. As you guys can see, sentiment has really cooled off since the White House Crypto Summit. Same is true for cryptocurrencies like XRP. We've been basing now on a price of roughly $2.31. So vacillating in the 230s. No surprises here. Crypto market fairly flat. As you guys can see, even market cap and volume is, well, it's up by a little bit. So technically it is in the green, but not by much, just shy of 0.1%, so hasn't really moved much in the last 24 hours. Fear and greed still sticking in the 20s at 24, so crypto sentiment is still in fear. Altcoin season nowhere in sight, still sitting at 14, so Bitcoin still the dominant player in this narrative, at least as of this particular moment in time. So there's a bit of a mix of red and green here on the chart. Even the red, though, you can see these coins are only down by a small percentage point. Seems like we're experiencing the hangover phase now from the White House Crypto Summit. Stuart Alderati did post this yesterday. He was, I guess, quite proud of himself. Picked up a few copies of the National Crypto Association full-page ad that they have now printed in the New York Times. Again, this is a non-for-profit organization that is tasked with educating the American public on cryptocurrencies. And David Sachs even came out addressing the controversial Crypto Summit. Old fake news narrative, the Crypto Summit was a pump. New fake news narrative, the Crypto Summit disappointed because the price went down. So he is being critical on how the media is reacting to this crypto summit. But of course, the big elephant in the room is, XRP holders and many other people in crypto commenting that, it was unfair that the message did pivot. So there still aren't, it still isn't sitting well, I don't think, with the crypto community. Nichebucks here posting this. I don't like being gaslit by the crypto czar. Clearly, XRP, Solana, and ADA were not named merely because they are the top 5. So you remember, if you guys didn't catch the video I did yesterday, I tried to sum up some of the major points from the Crypto Summit. I will link that video up here. ADA is not top 5. Ethereum is number 2, and it wasn't even mentioned. And on top of that, the language on Sunday was strategic reserve, not stockpile. Nothing said today adds up. Watching the PR cleanup is quite embarrassing. No one is reading into it too much. They're simply walking back the most direct and important announcement in U.S. crypto history days after it happened. Nichebucks says, I think this is all actually incredibly bullish for crypto, and all would have been well and good to announce yesterday if it had not been for the tweet on Sunday. So commenting on the infamous tweet, the tweet where Donald Trump did specifically call out XRP, ADA, and Solana for that crypto stockpile. So what happened? Why did Charles and Brad not know about it or celebrate it? Whoever is rolling out these crypto announcements failed the public by communicating like this. David Sachs just admit the announcement on Sunday was not true, or since it was announced, you guys just pivoted. So he's saying it was either one or the other. But please don't pretend we all read into it when it was written in plain and direct language. Several top crypto exchanges now offer a U.S. strategic reserve trading funds with BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and ADA. Obviously, these exchanges, as well as the entire world, thought what was announced was in fact what was announced. You will quickly become unpopular if you treat us like we are dumb. That is certainly not an understatement. I look forward to more clarity and on how this works. The Ripple case is ending. Tax benefits for crypto. The other bullish news, but whatever you do, announce it and just stick to it. And I think that is, common courtesy for all of us. We all just want the facts. We don't want government officials toying with us for another 4 years. Andrew's here commenting, though. So the way Brad is looking at Sergey, I'm not going to comment on how they're looking. Brad actually looked locked in, if you're asking me. The fact that Sergey from Chainlink and Brad from Ripple were the only two CEOs of cryptocurrency-related companies that were at the event, I think that does speak volumes. And also, guys, remember, Ripple did partner with Chainlink to boost RLUSD stablecoin in DeFi markets. So I think this is more about stablecoins than it is about XRP specifically, but the good news, running the RLUSD on the XRP Ledger does inadvertently use XRP. So, we have to kind of look at it as not so much XRP focused as it is the bigger picture, right? But there is more good news, okay? I'm going to get into what is also happening layered on top. First, I wanted to bring you this. Michael Branch posting this. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says he's going to hire 1,000 people in the United States as the crypto tides turn. So clearly, we are seeing this shift. And Brian Armstrong did say recently that policy shifts warrant a new push in the U.S., and the president's working group, Chief Hines, said Trump is delivering on crypto promises. And so Brian Armstrong is now saying, considering the sentiment is changing, he's set out to hire another 1,000 people. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said the shift in U.S. government sentiment will lead to the company hiring 1,000 people this year. So in 2025, Armstrong was among crypto leaders attending the White House Crypto Summit on Friday. Bo Hines, the chief of Trump's crypto working group, told CoinDesk the administration is excited to look into ways to add active investment to further build the government's new Bitcoin reserve. So that was, the other thing, the Bitcoin reserve versus the altcoins. A lot of people still kind of touchy about that. I wanted to mention this particular article, though, because this does signify something. If they are going to be hiring in 2025 1,000 new people, this still does mean that it is going to be a bullish year and that cryptocurrencies are going to soar. Hopefully they can get developers working on the Coinbase exchange so that it doesn't fail on us when we do see another big liquidity event. And for more information on what I'm doing personally, Working Money Channel, you can follow me at patreon.com/Working Money Channel. This crypto journey is not over, as you guys can clearly see. And so, there are still higher targets that we are eyeing. Patreon.com/Working Money Channel if you're interested. I also wanted to bring this up. Another one here from Michael. White Rock integrates XRP Ledger for tokenized assets. So another company here, White Rock, not BlackRock, White Rock. A platform advancing tokenized assets has recorded $45 million in trading volume for stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange. White Rock's strategic alliance with the XRP Ledger is sparking optimism, especially after a robust testnet run that's generating anticipation for the live launch. This transition is positioning White Rock as a key player in the tokenized securities world, and the growing interest from institutions underscores the potential of the XRP Ledger to revolutionize trading with its speed. So White Rock's testnet powered by the XRP Ledger by Ripple has shown strong performance with the network latency of just 4.2 milliseconds. Transactions process quickly. Over the past 24 hours, markets actively reached $324.5 million, and settlement times dropped to 3.4 seconds, faster than the standard T+2 system. So it's looking as though they are finding some benefits to leveraging the XRP Ledger, finding it fast, more robust. White Rock's native token does support the platform by enabling trades and liquidity. It's starting to catch the eye of those following tokenized assets, which are playing a quiet but essential role as White Rock does grow. So tokenized assets on the XRP Ledger, this is what this company is striving towards, and it looks as though they are in the beginning stages of this, but it is, as with everything, likely going to ramp up as we do see more clarity in the US. As it says down here, tokenized assets are on the rise, and so not just for this particular company, but many different companies are going to be tokenizing real-world assets. The market for tokenized real-world assets is heating up lately. The rules are loosening up a bit more. Loosening up a bit and more big name institutions dipping their toes in. Ethereum doesn't seem to have the same pull it once did. And meanwhile, the XRP Ledger's steady performance paired with White Rock's unique take has caught some eyes. As the live launch gets closer, White Rock looks ready to step up and handle the rising interest in smoother tokenized securities as the live launch gets closer. With a solid testnet and rising support, White Rock is set to make an impact in tokenized assets. And so for more information, you guys can check out their website. It is listed in the in this article here. So I will link this in the description of the video for you. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Fred Rispoli's also got a new theory, guys. No reason why the current 2-to-1 pro-crypto commission wouldn't drop the appeal and keep the $125 million judgment in place. So this, going back to the Ripple SEC lawsuit, starting to think that they are waiting for Atkins in order to have the head guy in place for cover to drop/reduce the $125 million judgment. So maybe this is why they haven't addressed the Ripple SEC case yet. They're waiting for Paul Atkins to be there at the top. The best satisfaction of this, if true, it is that it nullifies the thousands of hours of work put in by the SEC staff to get that $125 million judgment. Speaking of the judgment, Jeremy Hogan did put in his 2 cents, his theory, or at least a theory. Although the Ripple judgment is denoted in US dollars, it is possible. So going back to the crypto summit, going back to this idea of the stockpile and how, David Sachs was talking about what the U.S. government's going to do vis-a-vis the stockpile, the crypto reserve stockpile, and the Bitcoin reserve, and how those are two different things. So he's saying, it is possible that Ripple could satisfy the judgment against it by transferring the same amount of XRP to the federal XRP stockpile address. There's a Supreme Court case from 1869, which took place after the Civil War, when the general idea of U.S. legal tender was a little less settled than it is today. The court basically ordered performance of a contract in gold instead of dollars. In so holding, the court noted, in general, the specific relief will be granted when it is apparent from a view of all the circumstances of this particular case that it will subserve the ends of justice, and it will be withheld when from a like view it appears that it will produce hardship or injustice to either of the parties. Now, in the Willard case, the court was sitting in equity with a specific performance action, unlike the Ripple case, but I would argue that the general principle is the same, especially when the parties would both be agreeing to payment in a commodity instead of the dollar. So if the SEC doesn't agree, it's not going to happen. The bigger problem, though, might be that Ripple's judgment of $125 million was a penalty, and from what I can tell, the penalties must go to the U.S. Treasury, but guess who is overseeing the XRP stockpile? The Treasury, of course. So maybe it's not that big of a problem after all. So he was responding to Yassine Mobarak's question here. Ripple Labs was ordered to pay the $125 million penalty to the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission for improperly selling its XRP tokens. And so he was just asking if they could pay it in XRP. So interesting to see that Jeremy Hogan is, legally they could. We'll see if they do. And could this, in fact, add to that stockpile that we were hoping we were going to get better news about? Anyway, just another perspective, so wanted to thank Jeremy for that. All things XRP posting this, guys. Most people overlook this from today's White House Crypto Summit. So none of us are talking about Scott Bessent. He just dropped a bombshell. We will keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency and use stablecoins to do that. So guys, this brings me back to what I was talking about earlier with Brad and Sergey and their recent partnership from back in early January, the Ripple partnership with Chainlink. Think about it for a second. Even Brad Garlinghouse did comment on, commented generally, but also specified stablecoins. Okay, some weeks feel more like months in crypto. This was one of them. From the White House Crypto Summit to the CFTC CEO Roundtable and the sheer amount of news announced today, it's been quite a few days. There's been a lot of talk about what this White House has and will prioritize with their crypto agenda. Most importantly, regulatory clarity through congressional action, as well as a BTC reserve and crypto stockpile, support for stablecoin innovation backed by the U.S. Treasuries, and more. I was extremely pleased to see the incredible support by this administration. He goes on to say, it's easy to get lost in some of the maxi-induced noise, but there's so much more to this industry than the infighting and the one coin versus another coin time-wasting rhetoric. So that's interesting. We will, as we've always done, continue to champion the need for a level playing field, and it was great to hear others in the room echo this as well, and for the industry to come together to move much-needed legislation forward in the United States. An incredible thank you to Donald Trump for opening and welcoming us to the White House. Amazing contrast to the hostility of the Biden administration. Always a chance to pull a shot there. David Sachs and Bo Hines for a truly historic summit, and Caroline Pham for hosting us at the CFTC. So, despite the fact that we did get that news about the stockpile, Brad Garlinghouse still doesn't sound very disappointed. And I think the stablecoin regulation is going to play a bigger role in this, bigger than you and I may even realize. Max Avery also commenting on the OCC announcement that also kind of took the back burner. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency today took action to reaffirm that a range of cryptocurrency activities are permissible in the federal banking system. So guys, this is a big news announcement. The OCC confirmed banks can handle crypto custody, stablecoins, and run nodes without needing special approval. First, this cuts red tape and is especially bullish for utility-driven crypto assets, hence XRP. The OCC expects banks to have the same strong risk management for novel activities as they do for traditional ones. That's coming from Acting Controller Rodney E. Hood. This move signals a shift from treating crypto as an outlier to seeing it as just another financial tool that banks can offer with proper safeguards in place. Why does this matter? Well, banks can now bring legitimacy, trust, and lots of money when they move into crypto, institutional investors tend to follow. Most people will undoubtedly be comfortable with crypto if their bank has offered it through custody. If their bank offers it through custody services, this builds confidence in the entire system. For XRP specifically, this is huge. The token was designed for this kind of activity that banks engage in daily. So XRP's value proposition. This is centered on making bank transfers faster and cheaper. With banks now free to explore this tech without regulatory hurdles, XRP could see wider adoption. Hedera also stands to gain too. Its consensus mechanism is built for enterprise use, making it attractive for banks looking for secure, scalable blockchain solutions. On top of which, banks won't jump into crypto overnight, but they now have a clearer path forward. The OCC essentially said, if you have good risk controls, you can proceed. And guys, this is the big thing we've been waiting for. Banks to be able to custody crypto, and whether it's in the form of a stable coin or whatever, the cryptocurrencies, the utility coins that have value, they are going to be the ones that are going to be utilized if we do have this framework hammered out. What started as crypto is for criminals has evolved to banks can safely participate in crypto activities, and that's a massive shift in regulatory thinking. The timing is interesting too. This comes as traditional finance and crypto continue to merge. Wall Street wants in and regulators are adapting. Will your bank offer crypto custody soon? Maybe. The bigger question is how this affects the crypto market long term. When banks enter the market, they bring stability but also change its character. Crypto might become less wild, more regulated, but potentially much bigger. Fear drives many investment decisions. Previously, banks feared regulatory backlash for touching crypto. That fear is now significantly reduced. For the average investor, this is a sign that crypto isn't going away. It's becoming part of the financial system backed by the same institutions that handle your mortgages and savings. So just remember that, guys. Before this change, banks needed specific permission for each crypto activity. Now they just need good risk management, and the same standard applies for their banking services, their other banking services. This creates a level playing field. Crypto isn't getting special treatment, positive or negative. It's just being normalized, which is exactly what we want. So broader adoption was always the goal. And guys, that's what we're getting. The OCC just made it easier for your bank to offer crypto services. And so that's good news for establishing tokens with real world utility. And so I will link this in the description. Again, this I think is the bigger news that kind of flew under some people's radar. Even All Things XRP commenting on this while everyone was focused on the White House Crypto Summit, a massive regulatory shift just happened. The Office of the Controller of the Currency just dropped a bombshell that could be huge for XRP holders. So custodying crypto assets, engaging in stablecoin operations, and participating in blockchain networks like the XRP Ledger. And here's the kicker. The OCC has removed the requirement for banks to get special approval before engaging in crypto activities. Why does this matter? The XRP Ledger is one of the most scalable and efficient blockchain networks available, perfectly designed for institutional-grade financial transactions. With Ripple launching the RLUSD, a regulatory-compliant stablecoin on the XRP Ledger, banks now have a clear path for adoption. So, just going back to the partnership, Ripple did partner with Chainlink to boost RLUSD stablecoin in DeFi markets. Well, guys, I think we're starting to see this come to fruition. It is happening. Trump also brought in the FIFA Gold Trophy, which was so random, to the crypto summit. He already has displayed it in his Oval Office. He also said that the trophy will be worth more than FIFA one day. Did he just troll BTC maxis and shove gold in their face? So guys, moving on to a gold standard. I don't know if you guys caught this part of the summit, but here we have it. Maybe Michael Saylor a little disappointed because he's catching on. And then we have this, guys. What is going on here? Trump, the gold standard. Is this a connection to the most recent Bearableguy riddle? And, maybe USD is now supposed to represent a new version of the USD. Perhaps a stablecoin, perhaps the RLUSD. And then there was, of course, this, guys, decoders, do your thing. Trump with the key for opening the World Cup trophy right before the crypto summit starts. Oh my goodness, no, we're not connecting the key from the Bearableguy riddle to Donald Trump holding the key. Could this mean more than one thing? Don't forget where we came from, XRP family. Years ago, we all could wish for a president who was pro-crypto and even mentioned it. Now Brad Garlinghouse is debating with the president sitting at the same table, and so many are still here, acting like nothing happened. Zoom out and see the bigger picture. I think there is a bigger picture here, something that was foretold years ago by a cartoon bear that some think is legitimate. However, some still think the hokey riddles don't mean anything. I personally am one to believe the former, but that is just my opinion. And for more information on what I think this bull run still holds for us, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.